today to celebrate with us. We're honored to have 3 of our inductees with us this afternoon, and I would like for them to wave or so the camera can see them. I know Kathy Guy-Swite is here, right here. She's already checked her stone out. Is the Honorable David Hobson here yet?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I think he was coming over. I know David Boonshoft is here representing his parents. And I know that Allison Janney was coming over. They were still doing some pictures at Sinclair, but she's going to be here also. So we're very proud of our living inductees, and we're very proud that we have representatives from those who are no longer with us. Do we have our representative from General Davis? I don't see him. Or from Tecumseh. We have a visitor here from Oklahoma who's in native dress, and it's very, very impressive. So we're glad you're here today.
They had to catch a flight back.
Okay, thank you, Bob. Well, we're thrilled to be dedicating this mural today. You know, visitors told us that we needed something vertical as you come down West 3rd Street, something that would call attention to all of these stones that are flat on the sidewalk. And about at the first of this year, a very talented artist named James Pape came to Wright Dunbar and said, I have an idea for a mural that we could paint, and I would look out and see it every single day. And that was a wonderful answer to what do we do that calls some attention to the stones that are flat on the sidewalk. So today we are doing a twofold celebration. We're celebrating the talents of a very wonderful artist, who I must tell you is from Alabama, as I am also. So I'm very proud of that. And we're celebrating the collaboration of partners, of sponsors, of what was so fun at the Community Paint Day. We had men, women, young people, little children here painting. And they will never forget that they were part of painting this mural. So it's a great, great celebration today. My youngest granddaughter has a way of getting me to do things with her, and especially if she thinks, well, maybe this is not the right time or something, and she says, and maybe she saw this on TV, I don't know, she will come up and say, let's make a memory. So today, I want to thank all of you for coming to help us make a wonderful memory for Wright Dunbar. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I'm Tony Kroger with the City of Dayton, and we wanted it to be known that a major funding source for this beautiful work of art was the city's mini-grant program. The city's mini-grant program has contributed over $400,000 to city neighborhoods since 2008. Over about $100,000 in 2017 alone. And what we love about the program is that it brings financial resources directly into the City of Dayton neighborhoods, north, south, east, west. The city supports neighborhood initiatives, business district initiatives, and I think that's an expression of our values as a city to support great business district and neighborhood initiatives like this. Now, that kind of financial backing, of course, doesn't happen without visionary leadership. And that leadership is represented by the Dayton City Commission, one of whom is amongst us today, and that would be Commissioner Jeff Mims. And Commissioner, I remember we began this year with me introducing you at an event for the Dayton VA, their 150th anniversary. And it was an honor for me to introduce you then. and it's an honor for me to introduce you today as well. And I think you and I both know, and everybody else here knows, that this is part of a long string of these kind of events we're going to have here on West 3rd Street. So Commissioner Jeff Mims, please.
Good afternoon. Man, that was weak. You know, I'm a former teacher and a coach. When I say good afternoon, I expect a nice, loud good afternoon right back, Mr. Mims. Let's try that. Good afternoon. There we go. Appreciate it. Now, you know, Tony gave the City Commission credit, but, you know, I like to give Tony and our staff credit. All of you know that a lot of us who are politicians or leaders or CEOs, we often get to take the credit for the hard work that our employees bring to us. Dayton this year received the recognition as an all-American city. Now you should applaud for that. You should applaud again, loud. Yeah. Now we are one of 15 cities in the nation to receive that designation. Now that designation does not come just because of what we have done down at City Hall. Y'all see my friend Debbie Lieberman here, but that comes in also, was it Dan Foley over there? I see him as well. That comes because of all of us working hard together to make Dayton great. And I should say not great, but greater in terms of where we are. And when we look at the level of cooperation that we have with all the corporations, with all the businesses, with all those who are involved in making sure things go right for young people, and I've been spending all of this morning working with the young people in all the Dayton public schools with our Men of Color Go Back to School initiative. So it's a collaborative effort on the part of each and every one of us that make these kinds of things happen. So again, on behalf of my colleagues at City Hall, our Mayor Nan Welly, Commissioners Joey Williams, Chris Shaw, Matt Joseph, and myself, I really thank you and James Pate for the work that he's done. Now, additionally, I am an artist as well. I'm an artist and a musician. Now, I'd like to say that I gave James Pate the inspiration, okay? Yo, I came up here in the car one day and sat for a few minutes and talked to him while he was painting the Wall of Fame over there, and I offered to paint a little bit, and I said, you know, I haven't drawn or painted in quite a while. He's like, that's all right, Jeff. You know, I just take care of this myself. But so whatever inspiration I gave him to cause him to do this great work, I'm going to take a little bit of credit for that. But I really thank him and thank you all so much, and Bing Davis, his mentor there, for supporting everything that we do here in the city of Dayton. Thank you again. I appreciate being here.
It's always hard to go after Jeff. You know, you can tell, former teacher, coach, you know, school board member, now city commission. Well, I'm County Commissioner Debbie Lieberman, and it is so exciting to be here today. I also want to point out that Commissioner Dan Foley's in the back. Yeah, there he is. And Commissioner Judy Dodds was at the luncheon, but sometimes we have to split up and go to several things at the same time. I also want to recognize that we talked about the honorees that we just honored over at the luncheon, but Congressman Dave Hobson has now joined us. You want to give us a wave there, Congressman? Where? There he is. There he is. So as you look around and you see the balloons, the silver balloons, those are the new enshrinees. And, you know, it's so humbling to think about the people that came before us, right here from Dayton, Ohio, in our region, and that it's right here in this amazing historic section of Dayton. We're reminded of their extraordinary achievements, and it also reminds us that we have an incredibly rich history here in Dayton. And today we're going to recognize another great achievement, the creation of this beautiful mural. You know, I drive home every day this way. I live out in Clayton, and I figure out the shortest way home, and it's actually, I come down 3rd. And I've watched this as it's been painted, and it has just amazed me. And it's so beautiful. And I think that, again, as Commissioner Mims said, it's everybody working together. You know, the vision for this, the artists for this, and it just is a reminder of our incredible talent here in our region. And it's a masterpiece, I think. Don't you all? It's a masterpiece. You know, I first learned about James Pate when he had a show being at your place. How many years ago was that? How many? No way. His first show was, oh man, we're getting old. Well, And that's when I first learned about James and was able to see his art down in Cincinnati and other places. And so just, you're wonderful. I love your work. But he also had help from some of our very own right here, including Commissioner Mims, apparently. And, you know, it's the work of the HALO program, our juvenile court students that are in that, the K-12 gallery, and Tejas. I also want to point out Judge Nick Kuntz is here. Judge, I saw you. Where'd you go? He's in the shade. And, you know, Judge Kuntz and Judge Capizzi and their vision for how our youth can get involved in this community is just incredible. So, Judge, thank you so much for what you've done. And, of course, we always have to thank our sponsors who continue to believe and support in all of these projects that are improving our neighborhoods. You know, I don't know how many of you have been able to see downtown and the public art that's down there, but there's a lot of what, you know, murals that have popped up, kind of like pop-up murals downtown. And it's just, it just helps every day. It helps to see that beauty. And if we can keep continuing to do this kind of stuff, it's going to benefit us all. I'm a firm believer in investing in people. And I think that we as a community need to continue to invest in our young people, invest in our art in this community, invest in our history. Again, thank you all for being here and enjoy part of this special day with all of us. Thank you.
Y'all know I'm a complete nervous wreck right now. But I truly want to thank everyone for coming and celebrating this moment with us, and all the people that was involved, all the people that helped make this happen, all the people in the neighborhood that helped make this happen. Definitely wasn't just me. And I do want to just take this moment to thank all of the new inductees to the Walk of Fame. This morning at the luncheon, it was very inspirational to hear all of the bios and the contributions that the new inductees, you know, have contributed to this community and to this region. I just really was moved by the ceremony this morning. Wright Dunbar Inc., I really want to thank them, the Board of Trustees, and in particular, Erica and Jeff, because I was in direct contact with them while we was going through this process. And I really did want to make them proud, because I know how proud they are of, you know, of this neighborhood. And that was actually one of the main motivators for me, was to make them happy, make them proud. K-12, Jerry Stannard, and a team of artists that she rallies together to come help, a team of professional artists that take direction and is coachable with and staying focused on meeting our objective. I just really appreciate them. Brittany Long, I can't say enough about Brittany, and she runs the HALO program. And, you know, she's just so willing, and me and her work ethics sort of mesh together just perfectly. You know, she's so willing to do any of the grunt work, you know, as well as paint. I'll tell you, Brittany would have been out here sweeping this place up if she probably didn't have some obligations with those kids, because she just does everything, wash brushes, you know, the grunt work that none of us like, especially me. I don't like to wash brushes, but Brittany does that, and I'm so thankful for her. You know, the community art day that was organized, that was like a real highlight for me, because I'm very communal and I like interacting with the community. I sort of like trying my best to reflect the community. And when all the neighbors in this neighborhood came out to paint, you know, it choked me up. You know, I didn't let anyone see that. Kind of ducked away a little bit, but it was just a real sight to see all those families out here painting on the walls and giving us second and third coats, because you know the wall is facing east, so it's going to get some intense sun, and so we need those second and third and fourth coats. Even though we had to go back and clean some stuff up, clean up some edges, but it was worth it. It really was. You know, all of the sponsors, you know, we definitely appreciate the sponsors because with their support, it kind of shows that they too share in this effort of caring about this community and caring about, you know, trying to make West Dayton great again. I do want to give a special thanks to its sponsor, James Nunez, you know, the proprietor and owner of the Texas Beef and Cattle Company, because he gave us 50% off of our meals while we was working here on the wall, and I just really want to point that out. Definitely. So he knows how to work it. You know, Bing and his team, Audrey and Roz, his office manager, and their intern. I didn't get a chance to meet her yet, but of course, you know, I mean, Bing, I just sit back and just watch him and watch the way he operates, watch his work ethic, and he's still out working every artist, you know, around these parts. That's the only reason why I kind of hate Bing, because he outworks everybody else, you know. So I'm a little jealous of that. Terrence Pascal, he was out here with me the last few days, but I think he had some other appointment. But I just wanted to give him a special thanks for helping me just sort of make it crescendo and come to a close. And last but certainly not least, my spouse, Shola Olumade, she's not out here. We have a son together, Ayo, and you know, yeah, that's my rock. That's my foundation of all foundations for me. You know, she allows me to, you know, to live my philosophy. She shares in it, and I just appreciate her. You know, as well as we have a babysitter that comes over and take care of our son while we go out and hustle in these streets. Miss Love. So, you know, the mural itself, a lot of people was coming up, and that's a whole other thing. People driving by and pulling over and coming up to share their thoughts and feelings and getting comments like, "Oh, it's such a pleasure to ride up West Dayton 3rd Street." People was bringing me food and Gatorade, and I mean, you know, that kind of stuff is it's some serious statement through one's actions about how they feel, and again, it just makes you feel really good about what you're doing. Erica gave me a brochure that said, "Hey, we got to have these colors, these antique colors in here." So I had to select these colors. And one of the things that I wanted to do when I came out here to just sort of survey the area, and these two houses over next to the Wright Cycle Shop, you know, provided like this kind of color palette for me, along with that brochure. So after I looked at those houses, I was like, well, let me kind of reflect some of the colors that's in the environment. And that's kind of how the colors came about. In the composition, our first initial meeting, Erica and Jeff said, as Miss Mary mentioned, that we just want to take the Walk of Fame vertical, and I say, okay, let's do it. So I thought we would use like various icons that represents various professions as sort of like a backdrop. And I remembered in the back of my hard drive here, this picture of the Wright brothers walking. And I was like, I gotta find that image. And there it was online, ready to be used for this purpose. And when I seen them walking, I was like, I gotta have them walking toward, you know, the words, Walk of Fame and that kind of thing. And of course, using Dunbar, you know, which is all part of the elements that came to mind when doing this composition. And so we spent a lot of time on this, and we worked it, and it really went smooth, especially from just an application standpoint, us just, you know, applying the paint. And we was out here from about 10 until 4 in the morning one night, projecting the image. the drawing onto the surface, and we got it drawn up there and was ready to go, and here you have it. So I just appreciate everyone coming out, and I appreciate everyone's compliments. It was very encouraging, and it's going to cause me to just try to keep, elevating. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, James. Thank you so much. My name is Brittany Long. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with Montgomery County Juvenile Court, and thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you to Judge Coops for letting us do this and be a part of this project. When Erica reached out and asked if Halo could be a part of executing this mural, it was a very exciting opportunity. The young people that we work with had a chance to be a part of something bigger than them, and that's really invaluable. So thank you, Erica, for reaching out to us. And thank you, Jerry and the team at K-12 Gallery, for all their support in this process. These young people worked all summer long, much times in 80, 90-degree weather. I have a few of them here with me today, but a lot of them are still in school and weren't able to make it. But these kids were my tried and true, out here every day, gave them assignments. They could work independently. They grew as artists, and I really hope I saw them grow as individuals as well. So I hope that they will take what they've learned from this experience and carry it on with them throughout the rest of their life. Another part... My partner Shirley Tucker helped me all summer as well, managing these young people. Sometimes we'd have 20 kids out here, feeding them, providing plenty of water so nobody gets dehydrated. So thank you, Shirley Tucker, for being my right-hand gal. And I learned a lot about Wright Dunbar that I wasn't aware of. I'd been over and I had visited Texas Beef and Cattle. I'd been to Ebonea, but I really didn't understand the rich history that comes from this area. And there is so much value in everything of you who live here and work here, and all of the work that is being done to make this a better place. But Wright Dunbar shows out. Oh my gosh, the community painting night, we had, almost 100 people here. And every day when we were out here painting, we had people stop by from all over the world to visit. I mean, they were coming to the Aviation Center, they were visiting the Wright brothers' house down here, and they were coming from Australia, from Portland, from New York, from all over the world. And they were coming to this block in Dayton, Ohio. And again, the value of that for these young people to see how important their hometown is, and how many amazing people and talented people have come out of Dayton was just really such an honor to be a part of. So thank you to everybody for allowing us to be a part of this, and thank you to my young artists who put a lot of man hours and sweat equity into making this happen. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jerry Stannard with K-12 Gallery in Tejas, partnering with Halo and the Montgomery County Juvenile Court for the past 10 or 15 years, and then with Brittany long before the Juvenile Court with the Boys and Girls Club, has just been the center of our heart in serving inner city kids for 25 years now. And every year Brittany, the Juvenile Courts, teams up with the most wonderful artists to make these murals explode even more beautifully every single year. So James, we can't wait to see what next year brings. Everyone, we're all artists here. We all enjoy and love our creative brain. Why do murals make a space safer? Why is that? I mean, it's just a big picture on a wall. Why is it the minute you drive by, your eye is totally attracted to work of art, either in a sculpture or a mural or a beautiful piece of architecture? Well, that's because leaders like James Pate, Brittany with the Halo teams, they apply thousands and thousands of brush strokes onto this wall. dabbing each little crevice to make sure it's completely saturated with paint. Do you think a house painter does his job so lovingly and filled with compassion for each brush stroke, for each layer of color, with each complementary color next to one another? No. That's why artists in our community really deserve a front seat. Their visionary leadership, their ability to bring people together, like Britt was saying, with all the community coming here, and various other places where James and other artists have done great murals. It's because the attention and compassion that they put in to these images, each line, each color shift, every aspect of it is done with love, care, and respect. And what a great way to shine this project for the whole city of Dayton. Thank you, James. I just want to say, let's get more murals in Dayton. Let's get more Halo kids to work. And let's help our Halo teens become the next leaders of these murals as we move forward. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for coming.
I'm on the Wright Dunbar Inc. board and also a Wright Dunbar resident. And I'm here to wrap the program up and wanted to just share some words about how the project has kind of concluded and how important it is to the community. I first want to acknowledge someone who I've had the opportunity to develop a great relationship with over the course of this project, James. Thank you for sharing the passion, vision, and your talent with the community. We need that here in Wright Dunbar. This represents what Wright Dunbar is all about, bringing the community together, bringing people together who would not normally come together on such a project. That's what this represents to this neighborhood. Your legacy, this wall, will be here for a long time, and you should be very, very, very proud of it. And thank you for your partnership and your brotherhood. Thank you. We want to thank all of our sponsors. They are listed on the wall there, so I won't read them to you, but we thank you. This couldn't be done without the partners and the finances behind that. But before I go, I want someone to come forward, and this person made this project, put the rubber to the road on it, basically. Erica, if you can come forward, please, just for a moment. The work that Erica put on this mural, I would say this is a part of her legacy and her work in Wright Dunbar as well. James, definitely the vision and the talent, but Erica put a lot of hard work in making this happen, and she was the glue that and the vehicle that brought all these moving pieces together. And there were a lot. So without Erica and her work and James and the collaboration, this wall wouldn't be here. So Erica, please be very proud of the work. James, be very proud of the work that you did. And this whole community should take some pride in this piece of art that will live for a long time. So I do want to recognize our people from the Shawnee Nation did make it out from the event, and the Tecumseh Stone is just across the street. And we did mention the balloons are the new inductees in their location. So while you're here, please stick around a little bit, walk around, experience Wright Dunbar, and feel the growth and potential that we have in this area. And it is certainly growing. It is certainly transforming, and it has been for a while, and it will certainly continue, because we have people like James, and we have people like Erica, we have Bing Davis, and we have Mary Matthews, and we have people at the National Park. We have community leaders who understand what this area means and what it can continue to be. So we thank all of the city officials who have made it today. We thank the Wright Dunbar board who have made it. We thank the partners who've supported us financially. We thank the partners who have supported us with time, energy, effort, sweat, time, everything. So thank you for coming today. Please stick around for a little while and look at the national park, look at the bike shop, have some wonderful Texas beef, and stick around the neighborhood. So thank you very much for coming out today. Enjoy your afternoon.